Dear Minnesota and the internet as a whole, we are Anonymous Lagan. We are against censorship in all forms. We know not too many people dig deep into their rights, whether it be out of ignorance of how to or a general lack of caring to. Both of them are not acceptable or an excuse when we catch you trampling on others' rights. The First Amendment reads as follows: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. We will look at two parts that I found to be the most relevant for now: libel and slander. American tort liability for defamatory speech or publications. Slander and libel traces its origins to English common law. For the first 200 years of American jurisprudence, the basic substance of defamation law continued to resemble that existing in England at the time of the Revolution. An 1898 American legal textbook on defamation provides definitions of libel and slander nearly identical to those given by Blackstone and Koch. An action of slander required 1. Actionable words, such as those imputing the injured party is guilty of some offense, suffers from a contagious disease or psychological disorder, is unfit for public office because of moral failings or an inability to discharge his or her duties, or lacks integrity in profession, trade or business. 2. That the charge must be false. 3. That the charge must be articulated to a third person, verbally or in writing. 4. That the words are not subject to legal protection, such as those uttered in Congress. And 5. That the charge must be motivated by malice. An action of libel required the same 5 general points as slander, except that it specifically involved the publication of defamatory statements. For certain criminal charges of libel, such as seditious libel, the truth or falsity of the statements was immaterial, as such laws were intended to maintain public support of the government and the truth of the statements merely eroded public support more thoroughly. Instead, libel placed specific emphasis on the result of the publication. Libelous publications tended to degrade and injure another person, or bring him into contempt, hatred or ridicule. The rationale for censorship is different for various types of information censored. Moral censorship is the removal of materials that are obscene or otherwise considered morally questionable. Pornography, for example, is often censored under this rationale, especially child pornography, which is illegal and censored in many jurisdictions in the world. Military censorship is the process of keeping military intelligence and tactics confidential and away from the enemy. This is used to counter espionage, which is the process of gleaning military information. Very often, militaries will also attempt to suppress politically inconvenient information even if that information has no actual intelligence or combat tactical value. Political censorship occurs when governments hold back information from their citizens. This is often done to exert control over the populace and prevent free expression that might foment rebellion. Another version of censorship is the phenomenon of disinformation, which uses red herrings to distract people from some other controversial issue. Religious censorship is the means by which any material considered objectionable by a certain faith is removed. This often involves a dominant religion forcing limitations on less prevalent ones. Alternatively, one religion may shun the works of another when they believe the content is not appropriate for their faith. Corporate censorship is the process by which editors in corporate media outlets intervene to disrupt the publishing of information that portrays their business or business partners in a negative light, or intervene to prevent alternate offers from reaching public exposure. There also has been a lot of talk about people here on YouTube getting the comments banned, along with them getting banned from other channels altogether. We stand on a more neutral position. Where there may be some validity to it being censorship, we believe that it is the user's page. They have created, and it is up to them if they want it to look as clean or dirty as they want. By deleting comments from their page is no more evil than washing dirt from their house. On the other hand, we also believe if you are going to talk bad of someone openly on your page, it should be left open for them to rebuke and in turn talk bad about you on your page. This has been your Minnesota Anon chapter.